Hi everyone, today we're going to be talking about some technology recommendations that I have for the classroom. Today we're going to start with News ELA. I absolutely love this resource for teachers who teach ELA because it allows students to have access to different reading materials. I specifically use this during independent reading time. If a student can't really find a book that they like in the library or in class magazines or things like that, I allow them to get on the computer and research things that they're interested in. I really like this website as well because it provides resources that are very right now, very in the know, things that are happening in society right now. See, as you can tell right now, there's Black Lives Matters and how to bring that into the classroom. And that's very relevant to what's going on in society today. Why I like this is because it uses publishing places that are very well known and that I as a teacher feel like I can trust. What I also really love about this resource is that it does align to standards. It is engaging to all learners, but most importantly, I love that I can change the Lexile level, so I can assign a reading to all students, but based on their reading needs, I can change their Lexile level so that I know that all students are getting the best resource for their needs. I like to use this not only as for research or for independent reading, but also just to allow kids to be exposed to different types of passages. I do teach a standardized testing grade level, so I think this is a great way to just get them prepared for whatever type of story they might come across on that test. The next website that I really like is Read, Write, Think. I've taught writing for a couple years now, and I really like this because it just helps students organize their thoughts. I wouldn't really use this in the lower grade levels. I would use this maybe starting in 4th grade all the way up to 12. It does have resources for K, starting in grades K, and you can use that. But what I use this for is more helping the students organize their thoughts. It does come up with lesson plans and things like that. But what I really like about this is that they can go on through mobile apps and they can use this and they can create Venn diagrams, they can write their poetry using this, and they can create their papers on here, and it just allows them to be the designer of their writing, which at the end of the day, writing is very personal, so I don't think there's a right or wrong way to organize, and I think that allows these kids to do so. It does allow students to write in their native language, so if you have a student who is ELL, they can write in their native language if that is more comfortable for them. I personally like this because I think it enhances the student's writing process and it engages them a little bit more, and it also saves their work. I don't know about you, but when writing, there's all these different pieces of paper, and they get lost. Students lose things all the time. And if it's on here, the students can save it and they know exactly where it is. There's no losing their paper. So that's also why I like the technology aspect of this, because it saves their work. Oh, hate losing paperwork. Okay, so this next one I like is called Gizmos. This is my teacher view from it. Gizmos is a math and a science resource. However, I've only used it for science, so that's what I'm going to focus on today. This program is amazing because it allows students to explore science and science experiments in real life situations, but through the computer, and they get to change the environment around them. So like, let's say we look at the water cycle. We can launch this gizmo and it will pull up the water cycle, and hang on, technology's loading. While that's loading, I like this program because it gives visuals, labels, and explanations throughout the experiment, and you can change through the teacher setting, you can change it so that all of these settings and labels do translate into Spanish, so if that's what you need. So you see like a little town, and you can add rivers, runoffs, and you can see how an environment will change through the water cycle. What I really like about this is that it will actually record the data for you, so it helps teach students how to collect data within an experiment. The one thing I don't really like about this is that it's not really adaptable to special needs. It just depends on the level of difficulty with this. I have given a 8th grade Gizmo. It says it was aligned to 8th grade, and I've given it in 4th grade, and I've had some students really succeed and some students really struggle. But with science, it's all about learning through failure. So I just really like this. It's not for everybody, and that's okay. It is aligned to TEKS, so it's easier for teachers to find different things based on their needs and what their students need. So you can find Gizmos through academic standards, through topic, or through a textbook. So lots of different things. And I am told that math has a lot of resources on here as well, through manipulatives and things like that. I just haven't explored that as much. First in Math is amazing. It allows students to really visibly see their learning, set reachable goals. So if a student is really struggling with multiplication, they can say, okay, I want to be successful with multiplication and 2-digit by 2-digit problems. They set that goal, and then the program changes for them to help them reach that goal. Why I do like this is because it's great for special needs and great for ELLs, because it provides manipulatives and objects. Even if it's just a double-digit problem, they can always pull out the manipulatives on the side. They have a bank of different objects that they can use on the computer to help them problem solve their problem. It's very personalized to a student's needs. So if a student is in 4th grade but they're on a kindergarten level still doing multiplication or still doing addition with blocks, it is going to do that for them and help them fill in those gaps where they need it. However, this program does not have any audio software, so it's a little bit more difficult for students who are deaf and things like that. I love this program as a teacher because it provides feedback for this, not only for the students but also for the teacher, that can help provide intervention plans to help meet those needs for those students. Why it's great for the classroom is because there is over 200 self-paced activities to offer immediate feedback to help students master their skills. And I mean, 200 self-paced activities. This is personalized learning in its best. I really like this because it's very visual, very colorful. You can't see it now because I'm just not logged in as a student, but they have so many different opportunities. I do also like this because it provides students with opportunities to do coding. And in today's day and age, kids love coding and love to see programs build. So I see a lot of my kids really like that in my classroom. This last one I'm going to talk about is Lexia Core 5. I absolutely love Lexia Core 5, and I'm going to talk about it probably for a while. So Lexia Core 5 is directly for reading, and it's for K through 5. So this technology is culturally responsive. It includes very different cultures, different atmospheres, and it can also be translated into Spanish, Mandarin, Portuguese, Arabic, Vietnamese, and like 3 other different languages. Lexia Core addresses oral language, reading, spelling, and writing skills. Okay, so it is adapted to the student's needs. So when you first log in to Lexia Core 5, this is already a student who's set up, but when you originally log into Lexia Core 5, it's going to take you through a test that takes about 45 minutes, and it's just going to ask you things, and it's going to expect you to get things wrong and expects you to get things right. And it's going to place the student on a level that they that's fitting for them. So like, let's say I have a 4th grader and they are really on this level 4, which is really kindergarten level. They won't see that it's a kindergarten level. They'll just see it's a level 4. They might need to start with the Amazon rainforest, but they might not need all of the things in the Amazon rainforest lesson. Let's say my student really struggled with comprehension, but was really good with the spelling and the writing and the oral language. Well, on level 4, they're only going to focus on comprehension. Once they've mastered comprehension, they're going to move on to level 5. Level 5, they might have already, according to their test, been really good at comprehension, but they really struggled with spelling. Well, then for the Scottish Cliffs, they're going to focus on spelling in level 5. It's very, very personalized. Every student who has gone to level 5 has had to do different activities based on their needs, which is really awesome, but is exposed to the same type of information, which I really, really, really enjoy. So, yes, this is appropriate for ELLs because it has audio directions, reads the passages, and reads the questions in all different types of languages that would meet the needs for all different students in my class. Why I particularly use this as a teacher is because not only can I see where my students are and how they're progressing, I can also see where they are lacking information. So let's say I have a student who's on level 6, A Day in Paris, and I can see, and it tells me that they are really, really struggling with spelling, specifically with ing. I can then go have a small group with them or a mini lesson with them and help them learn that skill so then that they can be more successful with level 6. Students have done this at home for me during at-home learning through COVID, and I've had so much positive feedback from parents and from students that they loved this because it gave them so many different topics, like the Russian circus. We've had a journey through China. Every day it starts with a warm-up. So if I click on this, a journey through China, it does tell me as a teacher what they're going to be working on for the most part. Now, not every kid will maybe work on fluency, but these are things that they can be exposed to, which really breaks down each lesson for me, which is awesome.
Get ready to warm up. Choose
so
an activity to begin.
I could do a fast find warm up or a grab and go, and it's going to warm up their brains a little bit with just a very short activity, but I'm going to skip that for right now.
Level 15.
And now we have a journey through China. And we're going to continue through Lexia, and it's going to just expose them to the different things. And so for me, it says that I am on my vocabulary strategies. I've got 3 colors here, and I need to get all of these done. So I'm going to maybe focus on one that I have less colors, and I'm going to pick what's going to be best for me. So I can personalize my own learning and things like that. But also, it has also already personalized my learning by telling me, okay, I already have these 3 purple skills and I need to get these other 5 skills, so I need to work on those. So I'm going to click on that activity and I'm going to work on them. It does take some time to get through a level. However, when a kid gets through a level, it will send me as a teacher a certificate, and I can print it, and it will say level 20 superstar, or they Lexia superstar and they leveled up, which I really like because I can bring that into my classroom as visible learning for them, and they can set goals and all of that with me. So I love Lexia Core 5. I really enjoy First in Math, Gizmos, Read, Write, Think, and News ELA. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.